Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report.
You did it one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Ooh, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally, and I mean literally, does not work. Welcome to the new Jobu Sports Desk, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, my phone is blowing up right now because the Cowboys have re-signed Jourdan Lewis on a 3-year deal. Okay, and welcome to the set. Okay, you are our second. We had Philly 500 on here. We got rid of that stank. It no longer smells like steak and cheese in here. DMV. I don't have the sound effects hooked up out here yet. I still have a ways to go, but forgive me. You know, we're doing baby steps. How you doing today, my man?
Hey, look, I'm charged up, man. It's been really hectic the last couple of weeks. That's why I haven't been by. But I'm happy to sit here and talk Cowboys football with you finally. So we're here.
Well, we've got so much to talk about here in free agency. Although I actually have to give the Cowboys. I have to no. Come on now. Wait. Let's be cool now. We did sign the biggest free agent in the NFL.
Literally.
Dak Prescott. We did. We at least re-signed Dak Prescott, okay? Because that was one of those ones we wondered, what's that going to happen? So at least we can say we got the number one free agent in football for 2021, and now it's Dak Prescott. And after that...
Well, Cowboys free agency, for the most part, has been, over the last couple of years, re-signing our own guys. And... for the most part, that's what we've done.
Yeah, well, you know, Stephen Jones always says that we know our guys better than anybody else's, but you may know them, but does that mean that they're good players? I mean, you don't look and say, maybe we can upgrade a few positions. I mean, you could look and say, well, you know, we know Tyrone Crawford real well. Does that mean you should bring him back?
There's a such thing as ego. And every last one of our front office people has ego. I don't give Will McClay a pass either. He's part of the problem as well.
Ooh.
They're all
shots
part of
fired.
the problem. Yeah, shot fired. Yeah, absolutely. Because at this point, with the offseason that we've had, and really with the new coaching regime, it's the same thing in free agency. Now you don't have the COVID excuse. You don't have the COVID excuse.
No, well, okay. Now, okay. To their defense, I'll say that I believe that they should be. Let me change cameras here. Boy, if you look good up, I got to tell you, you look good up there. You know, I look tiny. In fact, this looks like I done lost some weight on keto or something up here because I'm kind of small and stuff. But you up on the big screen here, I love it. I'm absolutely positively loving it. To their defense, maybe just the fact of them having an off season together will help the team kind of gel. I think, or at least I'm hoping that that's going to be the case, that just being able to have a little more cohesiveness because you've got an off season. You know, we had guys that we were signing in free agency in training camp, which wasn't even a regular training camp. You know, 2 weeks of padded practices, and you only have one padded practice a day, so you had 14, and you had 10 days of conditioning. And when you're bringing in Dontari Poe and Darryl Worley and Ha Dix, and then you don't know, are you a 4-3, a 3-4, a hybrid? You know, there was just too much damn confusion. I mean, that was just like, just show the fuck up and let's play.
Well, it looks a lot like that right now, where and they're going to wait till the last minute to sign these guys, and they're going to have a little bit of time to learn what we do and what we implement. It looks like the same exact thing.
Well, I mean, OTAs really don't start until the 15th, and we think they're going to be virtual reality ones to start out with at least. That may change and evolve, you know, after the press conference where Jerry Jones was talking about, you know, we're going to have people at training camp and, you know, and we're going to be in Oxnard and everything else. For him, it's like there is no such thing as COVID. He's, you know, balls to the wall. We're going to, you know, manscape it and everything else and just keep going with it. But I'm amazed that you don't even hear anything other than I've heard that, they've talked to Patrick Peterson. That's the only thing I've heard, and I don't even know if that's legit. But Patrick Peterson kind of had a down year last year, and I believe the year before, didn't he?
Yeah. And here's the thing when we're talking about these veterans, because I have another veteran that I really, really like that I'm probably going to do a video on. But the thing about these veterans is a lot of us, when we look at them, a lot of our fans are going to say, this person's long in the tooth.
Yeah.
We don't need to look at them like that. Stop looking at them as the peak person that they were and think about what you need from them as far as leadership.
That is more than anything. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But that's the thing that is so missing on our defense is leadership.
Absolutely. Absolutely it is. Leadership. And think about it. We've done the young route. How long have we done the young route? How does it work? What veterans have we brought in here that are either one, worth the damn, or number two, have won anything?
Yeah.
We haven't done it.
Very few.
It's shown. So you kind of went dark a little bit, man.
Yeah,
right,
one of my batteries is kind of darked out, but that's okay. You're nice and bright, man. You're nice and bright here. I've got to work on the outdoor lighting because they're actually better, and I didn't charge them up, and so they're kind of like, we tired. We tired, but if you want to talk, I can go change the battery because this is broke ass media. But while I'm flipping the battery real quick here, the thing that worries me is we have so many holes on defense, and for us to lose Joe Thomas at linebacker
makes linebacker a glaring need.
It almost makes you say, we got to re-sign Sean Lee, don't we?
Or you got to draft a backer at 10.
You need more than just one.
I know you do.
Are you thinking that Van Der Esch can make it through a whole season? I don't.
That's why I say it's a glaring need at this point. And then Van Der Esch, this is a contract year for him. So
yeah.
It's a glaring need at this point.
With it being a contract year, he should be playing lights out because he wants to either stay or be able to get a big contract with somebody else.
Well, Jalen's one stint away from being cut.
Not now. Not with losing Joe Thomas. But this reminds me of, I'm hoping this isn't going to be an Anthony Hitchens type deal. We're going to look back and say, damn, we kept the wrong linebackers.
We are going to say that because Joe Thomas was not only solid when he played spell duty, but Joe Thomas was solid in special teams.
Right. But, and this is the thing this is the crap that we get told. People said, oh, we don't want to keep Anthony Hitchens because, he wants too much money. But we had rolled over, third most amount of money from last year after paying all of these big contracts for Zeke and, D-Law and Lyle Collins and that offensive line. We have not spent money where it really, really counts. And this whole thing of I wish Stephen Jones would stop saying value picks, okay? Because that's the same crap that I say when I tell somebody it's cost effective. In other words, it's cheap. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, just say I'm cheap. I don't want to spend any money on these guys. And you get exactly that. Nothing.
Well, what would it have cost you to give up a 6th-round pick for one of these young veteran defensive tackles that are good?
That are starters. Brown. That are starters right now in other places.
That would come in and be 10 times better than anything you've had.
That's what doesn't make any sense to me. And I sit here and see, Curtis Samuels just signed with the Washington football team. I know that they re-signed Leonard Williams with the Giants, and, everybody in the division, I mean, the Eagles have a long ways to go. But even they supposedly are looking at trying to bring in Deshaun Watson. It seems like everybody else is saying we need better talent on our team to compete. The Cowboys act like, oh, well, we got everything we need. I don't see why they're not doing this, especially when you see teams that are doing like New Orleans did with Taysom Hill. They added 4 voidable years, $140 million, which is meaningless, so they could spread out his cap hit down the road so that way they can get down to cap, even. We act like we're $100 million below and can't spend anything. We got now with the $2 million from the punter, we got like $24 million of cap space without even cutting anybody.
The way that the front office runs the team, it's almost like we've been winning and we've been winning for a long time, and they're just maintaining. And quite frankly, as a fan, it kind of disgusts me because they would be fired anywhere else.
Oh my God, yes.
They'd be fired anywhere else. And it's frustrating because every year we hope that it's different. And it's battered wife syndrome at this point.
At this point, it's Stephen Jones peeing on our head and telling us it's raining. You remember all those years that they kept saying, Dak's got to understand he's got to leave money on the table, for other players. We were just told last week at the press conference that, we know we got to spend some money on the defense. Okay. Where is it? You just told us last week you realized that our defense has problems. We were going to spend some money on it, and here it is. We're having, some of these contracts that are going through are not very much contract money.
Yeah, crazy.
And you're sitting here, well, we're gonna wait for value. Oh man, stop with the cheap shit.
Why are we always waiting? What champion do you know that waits? Is Tampa? Look,
Tampa's not waiting.
Yeah, the Tampa wait? No, they're not waiting.
Mm-mm.
What champion waits? What good team waits? They spend money.
Now, and here's the double-edged sword with free agency, because you can look at the Rams that they basically took what they had and they went crazy in free agency. It got them to a Super Bowl. They didn't win it, but it got them to a Super Bowl. You got to look at the Eagles that made, trades, bringing Jay Ajayi in and a lot of the free agent signing. They basically, you made a deal with the devil because you know that you can't keep these free agents for long. Sooner or later, you're going to be in cap hell. But it got them a Super Bowl. Now they're in the process of, okay, we got to rebuild. Had they not missed on Carson Wentz, they probably would have been in pretty good shape. But they spent so much draft capital in getting him. And then, of course, a number two trying to get Hurts. And now who knows how much more they have to spend to try and really, if Hurts doesn't go through. So that's where they've shot themselves in the foot. So you have to look at it and say it's a delicate balance of getting some free agents that are basically short-term help and going in the draft and getting the players that we know we'll have for 4 years that aren't costing us anything. But it's just like, nah, we're just gonna gamble and take these low-risk guys. And if one of them comes up and becomes a player,
done anything, who are young, who don't know how to win, who don't even know how to be,
or they're old and can't. I mean, Dontari Poe and I went through as an exercise in 2018. And I just wanted to look, and I was comparing because that's when I said, 2018, I said, go out and get DeMario Davis, right, at linebacker. I said, that's the kind of guy we needed in the middle, right? He signed a 3-year, $27 million contract, $9 million a year. Yeah, and I looked at some of the guys like Norman Cromwell. I mean, we had guys. He played a defensive back we signed for like $6 million, who played in like 2 games. And I'm going through all these free agents that didn't make it past 2 seasons with the Cowboys. And I look at the money that's spent and say you could have had DeMario and another guy similar to him on your team. You can even look at, just think about Dontari Poe, Darryl Worley, Clinton Ha-Ha-Dix, bringing back Brandon Carr, Emerson Griffin.
Who's in charge?
Yeah, we had $22 million in dead money last year for guys that didn't make it through the season. That you just let go. Huh?
Who's in charge of the free agency and the pro personnel and scouting?
I don't know.
Whoever that is sucks, and they need to be fired.
Well,
if
you could
Will
go.
McClay, he needs to be fired.
Well, and I tell you another one. We actually look at drafting, and we talk about how great the Cowboys have been at drafting. But if we go back to the 2017 draft,
oh my God, big fat F.
Right now, you got Jourdan Lewis that's still on the team. Maybe Xavier. They might bring back Xavier Woods at this rate. I wouldn't put it past them. Would you?
If they bring back Xavier Woods, they're not trying to win. They're not trying to win.
I agree. Or it's just going to be we're just going to have a circus, acrobatic offense, and that's what's going to put the fans in the stands. Excitement. We're just going to try and outscore everybody.
You know what? I'm thinking about it. Maybe Xavier Woods might not be as bad for the scheme that's coming in with Dan Quinn. He might not be, but with what he said and with how the fan base feels about him, you can't bring him back. You can't bring him back.
I do not want to see him on the field. I'm sorry, I don't. Yeah,
neither.
Your ass is getting handed to you, and you talking about nobody gets 100%. Nah, man, I'm sorry. Nah. Can't win with you. Can't have them on my team. Don't want them. Okay, Michael Singletary. So we as fans, that's just have to sit by and hope that we do something. But you know what's going to happen. We're going to go through, we're going to sign somebody who's a has-been and never was or never going to be, and then we're going to have to put some shine on it. We're going to tell you why this is a good signing. Bullshit. And then come next year, we're going to be like, damn. They're going to be like, yeah, well, you said he was going to be a good signing. It's like, well, I'm trying to look at the positive of maybe what they were trying to do.
Yeah. I'll tell you an older player that I really want.
Who's that?
I really want Richard Sherman. Want Richard Sherman.
Leadership.
I really want him. I think that he knows the scheme. I think that he can teach it. I think that he wants to win. I think that he believes in Dak Prescott more than anything. And Richard Sherman has always been a really good teammate. Always.
But I will tell you that he will not be signed by Jerry Jones because of his stance on other issues. You know that.
I know that. Absolutely. And again, are we trying to win football games, or are we trying to run for mayor?
I keep thinking that we are, but
we're not trying to win.
I don't know. You know what? But here's the good thing for you. This bodes well for getting Kyle Pitts if he's there. Okay.
Well, hey, look.
They love their offense.
Now that they let Joe Thomas go, which was stupid because you couldn't spend $2 million.
I know that's the thing that you're looking at. It's like
spend two.
The fuck.
You can spend $2 million, bro. You can spend $2.5 million. Think about that.
Yeah, in their mind, he's not good enough to be on the Cowboys.
Yeah, all right. So he outplayed the guy you signed.
Yeah,
to a big deal.
Well, look at the Cowboys, the team that's in defense that's in Kansas City. Okay.
Yo, look at this. Think about this, right? Even if it wasn't that, maybe they wanted him back. Mm-hmm. I think the thought
maybe he didn't want to come back.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe the thought that I would rather be with the Texans for $2 million than be in Dallas. Damn. What does that say?
Man, that says a lot. Well, all we can do is hope and pray that the Cowboys do something. But before we get out of here, I wanted to ask you, I know I haven't seen you a whole bunch lately, and I know you've been going through some stuff here. You were telling me, and I saw your Instagram post about football game from last Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to fill us in on that? Can we talk about that at all?
Yeah, we can talk about that because right now.
This might become a national story, won't it?
It should be. It might get to that level, but what I will tell you is a couple of our players have come out in solidarity, and I'm very proud of them for how they handled themselves for the conduct that was done. A lot of the things like racial slurs, kicking, spitting, and the guys handled themselves very well. And it's a shame that in 2021 we're still dealing with that. That these young men that I mentor, that I coach, that I see them and I look at them as my little brothers / sons, because I'm not that old, but I look at them, and when I see them mistreated, it breaks my heart, and I will fight for them until the day that I die. And last Friday was that, and not only was it that, but the officiating seemed like it was. It was sided with them.
I hate to say this, but it sounded like if you guys have seen the movie Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Okay, which was like actually took place with the T.C. Williams Titans were Alexandria. One of the teams that was actually they played in the movie was Marshall High School. Okay.
Marshall High School, yeah.
That powdered blue team. I remember Marshall High School. I remember playing there on that field and stuff against them. I remember having issues back in the day, but then again, we had issues with everybody back in that day because I'm really old. But it sounded kind of like that title game, and remember the Titans. It sounds like you guys were not only playing the other team, but you were playing the officials as well, and as a hostile crowd too.
Yeah. The crowd was pretty bad. You know, our parents had a tough time getting out of there with some of the things that were going on. So, you know, it was an ugly scene. And I hope that, you know, that the culture can kind of change a little bit there, because it was quite ugly. And, you know, we lost the game. You know, I can take a loss. I've taken losses before as a man. But watching how it happened, how they were targeting some of our players, trying to egg them on to, you know, get them kicked out of game, and to stoop to that level that they were, and for it to allow to get to that level with the officiating, and then, you know, to watch how the crowd and the culture was okay with that, and the school is okay with that, it's a problem. There's a problem somewhere, and it needs to be fixed. So,
well,
right now,
you said that your players were suspended for 3 games, which is all that's left for the season, right? Because you only have a 6-game season, right? This year because of COVID.
And so, you know, they were able to bring the appeal down a little bit, but the argument was that they got the same suspension as the kids that were, you know, doing what they did, and it wasn't all of the kids. Not all of the kids that got suspensions on their side did the egregious act. But all I gotta say is it's on Instagram. You guys can, you know, you guys can go check mine out at DMV Cowboys Fanatic on Instagram. Go check it out. I definitely in my story, I put one of our players definitely put it out there, and the video is there, and you see it. Mark, you saw it yourself.
I saw it. Yeah, it's just like, man, yeah. You can follow it. It's sad that we're still going through this stuff that I went through back in the 80s. You know, here it is 220, you know. This is 40 years later, and we're dealing with the same shit, man. It's just hard to believe.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I know that the community is standing strong with this. A lot of the parents, our football club, they're banding together to do some things for it. So, if anybody is interested, who's watching this, feel free to reach out to me as well. And I can point you in the direction of how you guys can help as well, because I mean it's egregious. I woke up the next morning disgusted, and you know, Mark, that I've been dealing with a lot of stress, and this is part of it, you know. And
I understand completely.
Yeah, and again, I'm not complaining about losing the game, but this is, I mean, at the end of the day, we're raising grown men, young men. We're raising young men, and you know, the game, while we want it competitive, it's supposed to be pure at this stage, and things like this aren't pure.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, you know, I can't wait to get you back out here. I know you got about 3 more weeks of games left, and hopefully playoffs after that. But we got your spot right over here for you when you do.
Keep it warm, man. Keep it warm, man.
You have to keep warm it up yourself. It's kind of cold out here, but by the time you get out here, hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer. So I appreciate you being here at DMV. Tell everybody where to find you.
All right, yeah. You guys can find me at DMV Cowboys Fanatic on YouTube. Also, if you guys want to, you know, figure out a way to help, just hit my email at dmvdallascowboys@gmail.com. And on Twitter, man, I'm at DMV Dallas Cowboy singular. So at DMV Dallas Cowboy. And I mean, that's where you guys can find me, man. And I appreciate everybody. Oh, we're about 1,600 away from that 5,000.
So all right. Once he gets to 5,000, we're going to be doing, he's going to be doing the chip challenge. You saw me burn my ass, and I mean literally burn my ass with that stuff. We got it for him. We also have my man Jet D said he's going to take 2.
What?
Yes, he
Okay.
said he's going to take
All right.
2. All right, I got to get up out of here. I always run kind of long. Shoots, we're already 25 minutes in. But I appreciate you guys being here. Maybe tomorrow something will happen for the Dallas Cowboys, something good. In the meantime, we'll keep you up to speed. I'm Mark Holmes in.
Coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report.
Love that music. I wish is right.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is,
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!